I'm Liam Maitland, the KCBS foodie chap, with Olympic gold medalist and TV star. And I'm going to call him Chef Brian Boitano. Brian, good to see you, my friend.
Good to see you too. How are you doing?
I'm grand. Do I call you Chef or do I call you home
No,
cook?
you call me cook. Home cook. I mean, chef means you go to school. I'm self-taught.
Hello, Cook. How are you, Cook?
Hello, cook.
Here we are. We're in the cellar here at Macy's. Not because we've been poorly behaved, but because we're doing a little food demo here today. So exciting to announce that you are bringing out your first cookbook. What would Brian Boitano make? So, first question. Monday night, you get home, you've had a tough day on the ice. What would you make? What's your go-to?
What would I make?
Yeah.
What would I make? I would probably do a pesto because I keep all different types of pesto frozen. I have kale pesto, I have chard pesto, I have basil pesto, I have all different kinds of nuts. So I keep them frozen, and then I can just pop in some pasta and defrost the pesto, and it's a go-to. I love eating pesto.
What is it about pesto you love? I love it too. What do you love so much about it?
I don't know. I think it must be in my, in my roots, my heritage. It probably is. But I don't know. There's just something about the flavor. I'm really big greens guy. I love greens of all type, and that's why I switch it up and I do spinach and do whatever. I'm just addicted to dark greens.
Your show, What Would Brian Boitano Make, on the cooking channel, right? Did you ever imagine that you would end up on television cooking?
I didn't, but I mean, the way it happened was that I had a great idea that was not what turned into this show, but I had a different idea, and I went to the producers, and they said, hey, it had skating involved in it, and they were like, why don't we drop the whole skating thing and have you do a whole cooking show? I'm like, sure. So they shot a pilot.
Drop that whole skating
I know.
thing.
And I'm like, nobody ever asked me to do that. They always asked me to add that.
Sure.
And he knew that I'd been cooking my whole life and been passionate about it, and so we filmed a pilot and they liked it, so they bought it.
And I have to say, I love that Macy's built an ice rink here, so you could just skate on into the kitchen. You don't go anywhere if you're not on ice, right?
But I'm a little disappointed that I missed my triple ice.
You can do that afterwards.
I know, exactly.
Going way back, your love affair with food, where did that begin? Where did that really start for you?
I had an aunt that was the consummate entertainer. She was the typical Italian lady that unless you're eating or drinking, you're not happy. So during
I like your aunt. What's her name?
I love Aunt Tree.
Aunt Tree.
Aunt Tree. And so the book's dedicated to her.
Yeah.
And she just used to put on the biggest spreads. And she's the one that introduced me to my first exotic foods like smoked oysters and marinated cactus and stuff like that. And I was 8 years old, and I was like, the spreads that we used to have at her house were just so elaborate and fantastic. And I just grew up being with a large family and having food as part of the entertainment.
What was your first dish that you really nailed that became your signature dish, even as a kid? Do you remember what you first mastered? Thought, wow, look, I can cook.
Well, when I was young, I would make po' boy sandwiches.
Ooh.
But yeah, my mom used to make them for me, and then I tried to replicate it, and so I would just make simple po' boy sandwiches, but the house always smelled like that sourdough bread, just like the fresh baked sourdough bread, and it was just really amazing.
You grew up in the Bay Area, in Sunnyvale. What were you eating growing up? You said your mom wasn't the best cook always, right? So what were the dishes coming out of your kitchen at home?
Yeah, it's funny because I always ask my mom. She made an apple pie once, and I used to ask her, "Are you gonna make an apple pie for Thanksgiving?" She's like, "I made an apple pie once," and so that was the kind of cook she was. It was casserole time then.
Yeah.
I mean, so it was a lot of casseroles, and my mom had a job when I was younger, so she was busy, but I never liked casseroles. I'm not a casserole guy.
Not a casserole guy?
No, I'm not a casserole guy. So I sort of branched off and ate myself. I would eat dinner at 4 o'clock in the afternoon.
Yeah.
So I ate early and I made my own food. So it was better to not have that other stuff.
And of course, you had to eat healthy food, being an athlete, an Olympian.
Yep.
I'm sure for many years you were on a very strict diet, or at least certain seasons of the year, right?
Yeah, and it was very boring. I would eat the same thing every night. I'd have a baked potato with plain yogurt on it, and then I'd have a salad.
That's not so bad.
Well, no, I know every night of the week.
Maybe not.
Yeah, I mean, and in those days, like my mom and dad never picked up a salt shaker, so there was no salt or pepper at all involved in anything.
Wow, what fun!
I know exactly.
No salt.
I know. And so I would do that, and then I'd do a salad with diet dressing on it.
Yeah.
And then I guess my protein was pretty simple, like chicken breast or something like that.
Yeah.
But it was boring to me, and I always dreamt of how I was going to branch out, what I would make, what recipes I would make when I got older and I could eat like a regular person.
Yes, which is eating really what you want, right? Some naughty things here and there.
No, oh yeah, naughty things always, but you know, you have to temper it with. So I have a rule: 2 naughty days, 2 good days; 2 naughty days, 2 good days.
I like that.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
good, right? It sort of
Balance.
equalizes everything out.
Yeah, clearly you're a guy who likes to entertain. This book is full of great recipes, things that you can do pretty simply. The photography is stunning. What do you love most about entertaining? Because you know, for some people, it's like, I've got 10 people coming in for dinner tonight. What do you love most about it? And what's the ideal number for you to have over?
That's a really
for
good
party?
question. I think the ideal number is probably 6.
Yeah.
6 is probably good. And what I love about entertaining, it just brings back so many memories of my childhood because I had a large family and we would always eat together. We spend the whole day eating. You know, it's like Christmas Day. It's like we're preparing the food, but while we're preparing the food, we're having these incredible appetizers, and we make food together. It's something that I share with friends and family, and now I've started traditions with my 11 nieces and nephews where we do like pizza parties and we all make our own pizzas, and so it means sharing to me.
So are you Uncle Brian the cook, or are you Uncle Brian the Olympic gold medalist?
You know what? Now I'm Uncle Brian the both.
The both. Great recipes, Brian. One thing we cooked together today, I have to say, I really love this. The sun-dried tomato and goat cheese skewers. I mean, a very simple thing to put together.
It's so simple,
Yeah.
and that's all. That's what it's all about. For me, I want the novice cook to be able to use it, and I want a more experienced cook to want to make them as well. But this, like, it's a go-to appetizer for me. It's basically just goat cheese rolled into a ball, dunked in pistachio nuts, chopped pistachio nuts, and then topped with sun-dried tomato and a basil leaf on a skewer, and people go wild when they eat it. They're like, "How did you make this?" And it's so easy. So I think the book has a lot of tips and a lot of recipes of things that have a great bang for the buck.
Yeah. Can we share this recipe with our listeners?
Yeah, I think.
Is that cool?
Yeah, absolutely.
This one?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then people can make it and they can send me versions of the recipe in the mail. What? 5 tasty questions, Brian.
Uh-oh.
Here we go. This is the really this is the tough part of the interview. Where did I put my questions? All right. This is the only scripted part. 5 tasty questions with Brian Boitano. Brian, cooking to you is about
sharing and meditation.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's sort of my zone. I'm either sharing or I'm meditating in the kitchen with like making up recipes late at night when I'm alone, and just like sort of it's my zen place.
Yeah, I love it. It's midnight. I go to your fridge at home. Sorry, but what would I find? What's always there?
Liam, what are you doing here?
Get out of my fridge! What's always there? What's in your fridge?
What's always in my fridge? Half and half.
Yeah.
Stock of some sort of vegetable or chicken. A glass of parsley. You know, like fresh parsley. And I'm trying to think of what else I would have. I would probably always have a yogurt of some sort, and then I would have like all different. I keep like all different kind of mustards.
Ooh,
yeah,
right, mustard.
Yeah.
Right. Most important kitchen tool.
I am gonna say that I have not chopped garlic since I got this little chopper. You know, I don't love mincing, you know, things. It's like so, and especially garlic because it's so sticky. And so I have this little chopper that I just like literally slam down onto the garlic, and it minces it. I don't know why anyone would chop garlic. You know what I'm saying?
You know, maybe you should partner with Macy's and have your own garlic chopper.
That's maybe I should. A
new line for you.
I'm passionate about it.
All right, your go-to cocktail.
Wow, my go-to cocktail is probably a Manhattan. I'm a bourbon rye Scotch guy, so I do old fashions, Manhattans, and blood and sand.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
Finally, Last Supper. You can have a couple of guests, famous or not, dead or alive. Although we'll bring them back to life for the dinner party.
Yeah.
Who would they be, and what will you eat?
Well, I would probably have the 2 people I would have is my dad, who just died, and I would have my grandmother, who I never met on my mom's side, and my mom's mother. and I would have it just the three of us, and I'd probably make something like prime rib, because my dad ate, he was a little guy, but he ate like a horse, so I know he could put it away, and he loved eating beef.
All right, tasty answers. Brian Boitano, thank you, my friend. Great
Thanks.
to see you. Fun spending some time in the kitchen with you. The book is What Would Brian Boitano Make? It's out now. More on Brian's story and that delicious recipe, the sun-dried tomato and goat cheese skewers, at cbssf.com and click on Foodie Channel. Cheers, mate.
Thanks.